As far as my output goes, I mean, I'm really glad that you mentioned that because I do try to. I mean, the thing is there's so much out there, and especially trance music, the production quality is so high, and you find these guys that are on like these big radio shows like every week with a new track, and it blows my mind. So I'm just kind of striving to keep up at this point, and you know, as far as how I do it, it's a bit of luck, I think. I've really figured out my workflow, and like I take kind of like a no bullshit approach. And sorry for cursing, but
Oh, it's fine.
yeah, I like to keep my workflow very streamlined, and it really doesn't take me long to finish a track. Once I have the idea, and it's usually like 2 or 3 weeks between ideas, and then maybe a day to finish the idea. So it's like, I think my productivity really comes from the ability to finish a project fast, and not really from making all these, like I'll make during a 2 or 3 week time span, it'll just be me sitting here making complete garbage, and I'm not happy with anything. But then, after a couple weeks of doing that, I'll have this one idea that really I just run with for a day, and it, ends up being a track that I release.
So kind of those ideas that end up really making themselves.
Yeah, those are the only ones I even find that I release, because if I end up spending more than a couple days on a project, I realize I'm forcing it, and it's not going to come out as good as the ones that write themselves. And I mean, it even stands true with like remix work. I've done remixes that take me 3-4 months, and it's just it's painful, and then they're my best remix work, the ones that actually people really enjoy, I've done in a day. So it's like, it stands true with everything. It's just the ones that come together and write themselves, like you said, are the ones that make it to the surface, and the rest I just kind of realize I have to scrap because they're crap.
For sure. I mean, I remember interviewing Naden, I think.
Yeah.
A while
Great
back.
Producer.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And he was saying, if I don't manage to pretty much finish a track in one session, not finish completely, but at least get it, 80% done, I just abandon it because it's never going to work, which is really interesting. I totally agree with that kind of workflow. I think there are some tracks where it does take a little bit longer. I remember Audion talking about this at a conference. He was saying, there are times where you'll start with a good idea and you end up working on it for a long time, and you kind of lose that initial buzz or excitement, but it's a good idea because in the first few hours, it excited you, so you keep working on it anyway. It's kind of like that persistence or perseverance that has to kick in sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, see, the thing is with me is I never, like, if I really enjoy an idea, I never lose that passion. Like, there's never a point in any of the tracks that I have finished where I'm like, oh, I need to stop working on this because I'm just tired of it. That just doesn't happen for the ones that I really enjoy. And the ones that I do hit that wall with are the ones that I tend to realize I'm like, this isn't worth it. And obviously, like you said, I think what Naden said about, the 80% thing is a great marker, because you can sit there endlessly tweaking a mix down or whatever, like that to me is not part of finishing the track. I mean, I think if you get the first 90% done, the rest can be, it could be months before it comes out. You get to you have so much time to really do the finalization of it. So it's like, I think that's a good way to put it, is like, if the first 80-90% of it comes together, then that's a project that's worth finishing off, even if it's sitting around for a while. But if you have that passion to finish it that much in the first place.
Yeah. And I mean, you've had a lot of releases, and I remember with our collaboration, which isn't out yet, there were a lot of tweaks that had to be made. After we kind of called it done. And then there's, months of back and forth.
I mean, that's another situation too, which is like, we were happy with where it was, and then, you deal with the record label, and, they're saying, change this, change that, it's got to be this, got to be that, you got to edit the arrangement, whatever. And, that's a different monster altogether. And I think that's kind of like the downside of working with, you know, not being an independent producer and signing to record labels is, you know, sometimes you lose that control to just put out what you're happy with and you have to kind of please someone else. But I don't really consider that part of like that track was done in my opinion the day that we demoed it, you know, and then whatever we had to deal with in getting it released was just like, you know, that's a completely separate and unrelated kind of thing for the track at that point. It's just like working to make someone else happy, you know.